I think Monika and I share the same lunch period, so I could probably pull her aside then. Hopefully she'll be willing to talk to me. I sighed to myself as I continued to listen to the teacher drone on. After what feels like an eternity, the lunch bell finally rings. Grabbing the poem from my bag and stuffing it into my jacket with my lunch money, I head off to the cafeteria, hoping to find Monika. Oh, hello, cafeteria. I haven't seen you before. Entering the cafeteria, I immediately begin looking around for Monika. Alright, if I was Monika, where would I be? Computer class. I mean, library or something, yeah. Piano, maybe. Probably toward the center with all the popular kids. I started walking to the center of the cafeteria. Sure enough, I quickly spot Monika sitting at one of the tables at the center of the cafeteria. As I expected, she seems to be chatting away with some of her friends. Pulling her away might be a little harder than I thought. Do the classic write a message on a piece of paper, like grab it like that and then throw it against her. Always works. Well, it's not I'm going to get her another chance to talk to her until the club, so it's now or never. Taking a deep breath, I carefully approach Monika's table. Wow, Akari, I can't believe you guys got away with that. I know, right? It was like the craziest party ever. Too bad you couldn't make it though. Ah well, like I said, I was on that trip with the debate club. Oh yeah, the debate club. That place has really gotten more toxic since you left. It's gotten that bad, huh? Trust me, you left at the best possible time. I miss the good old days. When Sora was president? Yeah, we were actually productive and went to all those cool events. And not always fighting with each other over petty crap. Yeah, that's what the club was in it. That's when the club was in its prime. It's a real shame she transferred though. I know, right? She was so nice. I can't believe she suckered us into voting her brother for president. Todd's nice to me, but he's a total... hey Monika? Mark? I didn't know you had this lunch period. Well, usually I sit in the back. I see. Would you like to join us? Yeah, we have plenty of room. I appreciate it, but I actually need to talk to Monika real quick. Oh? What for? It's urgent. I'd wait to tell you at the club, but... Say no more, Mark. I always have time for you. I put my face heat up with slight embarrassment. Thank you, Monika. I really appreciate it. We'll be right back, girls. Have fun, you two. I lead Monika out of the cafeteria to somewhere where we might have a little more privacy. She's got him wrapped around her finger. That's Monika for you. Oh no, she doesn't. Hey, we're on the rooftop. I end up leading Monika up to the school's rooftop where there's hardly anyone around that can hear us. So what's on your mind, Mark? I think I'll just show you. I hand over Yuri's poem to Monika. Monika looks over it with a rather concerned look on her face. After about a minute, she finishes reading it. Well then. I guess it's safe to assume that she likes you. Yeah, no kidding. What am I supposed to do? Hasn't this ever happened to you before? No, not really. Nobody's ever been this sweet in trying to ask me out before. Usually some boy would just walk up to me and stammer his way through before trying to ask me out. Have you ever tried asking me out through text? But to me, that's the cheap way. Things would probably be worse if she had chosen to text me, or walked up to me and confessed. I'd have no idea how to handle that. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Yuri's going to try and talk to me later in the club about this. Well, there's really no reason to think that she'd expect you to read her poem right away, right? What do you mean? I'm saying that I don't think Yuri was expecting you to read her poem so soon. In all honesty, she probably thinks you'll read it this weekend, when you're preparing the poems for the photo shoot. Yeah, I guess you're right. So just tell Yuri So I just tell Yuri that I haven't read it yet? Pretty much. At least that way you're buying yourself a little bit of time. Yeah, you're just delaying the inevitable at this point, but okay. Okay, but that still doesn't really solve the problem. That's what I said. Sooner or later she's going to ask me about this. And I have no idea what I'm going to say. Well, Mark, it all depends on how you feel about her. Do you like Yuri back in the same way she likes you? I mean, I'm happy with Sayori. I wouldn't want to ruin what we have. Yeah, disappointed Monika. And if I ever did leave her, we both know she'd be devastated. We do mean a lot to each other. Yeah. Does Sayori know that Yuri gave you this? No, that's another problem. She wasn't really in the mood to talk today, so I figured that'd be a bad time to bring that up. Not to mention I have no idea how she'll take it. I don't think Sayori would overreact that way, Mark. Yeah, that's what I said. Though she wouldn't take too kindly to this for sure. So when should I tell her about the letter? You're probably better off waiting to tell her for now. It's better you figure out what you want to say to Yuri first. Alright. So what should I say to her then? Just tell her how you feel, Mark. Yuri wants to know what's in your heart. You need to figure out who suits you best. And when you're figuring it all out, you should ask yourself some questions. Like what? Why not Monika? Like, who can you always count on? Who can you always trust? Who would you be the happiest with? Who will always help you? Who wants to see you succeed and is capable of helping you? Who are you proud to stand next to, no matter what? Who will always put a smile on your face and build you up? Who isn't afraid to stand against the world with you? I think you know one girl who checks all those boxes, don't you? It's Monika! So yeah, who can you always count? Yeah, it pretty much applies to both of them, to be honest. I mean, in this route, I wouldn't know that I could always count on Yuri and trust her or whatever. Well, Yuri seems like one of the most trustworthy people here, to be honest. Well, Monika does as well, but we all know, because of the nightmares, we all know that Monika isn't entirely trustworthy. You know, I could... Now, looking just at how I would feel about this, would be the happiest with either of them. I feel like they both would help. I think they both would help me if I had asked. They both would like to see me succeed. I'm proud to stand next to either one of the two to say, hey, we're together, or you know. They both put a smile on my face. Isn't afraid to stand against the world with you. Well, I think they're both afraid to. I think that they both would be a bit afraid of that, but that doesn't matter too much. I know you make the best decision for the club, Mark. I have faith in you. Monika's question begins to echo in my head. Who would I be the happiest with? Who can I always trust? Who would I be proud to say, yeah, that's my girlfriends to my friends and family. Both Yuri and Sayori. I guess it'd have to be Monika? Yes, I knew it. I knew that was gonna happen at some point. I was just waiting for it. I'll definitely have a lot to think about later. Thanks, Monika, I really appreciate the advice. No problem, Mark. I hope I calmed your nerves a bit. Yeah, you helped. Though I don't know if I'm ready for the club today. I don't know if I'm ready to deal with all of this. I'm sure she won't ask you about it today, Mark. But it wouldn't hurt to decide on what you want soon. Yeah, the sooner the better, I guess. Yeah. Monika takes a look at her watch. We still have some time before lunch period ends. Would you care to join me? Sure, stressing over this does work up quite the appetite. I'm sure it has, Mark. Come on, let's head back. Without another word, Monika and I head back down the steps. Back to the cafeteria. I really wasn't social with Monika and her friends when we came back to join them. Other than some occasional chatting, I mostly kept my mouth shut and zoned out. My mind was racing the entire time, attempting to answer the questions Monika gave me. And I'm still a little paranoid that Yuri is going to try and talk to me in the club later. I don't feel prepared for this, but I guess I did sort of ask for this to happen. Now I've just got to figure out on what to do next. I really need to thank Monika when this is all over. Her advice has been pretty helpful so far. And I feel like I'll ultimately figure things out thanks to her. She certainly has been dependable. Before I can finish my thoughts, the school bell rings, signifying the end of lunch period for me. Well, I guess it's back to boring old math for me. Oh, good luck, Mark. Yeah, it was nice catching up with you. Well, what do you mean? I think I just met you guys. Likewise. I'll see you girls later. Later, Monika. Akari and Ria pack their things and walk out of the cafeteria, leaving me alone with just Monika. Ah. Well, I guess I'll see you at the club later then. Yeah, I'll see you then. Hopefully you're able to give those questions some more thought. I will. It's certainly a lot to think about. It'll all be worth it in the end, Mark, believe me. Well, I do trust you, so... Looks like you've already been giving those questions some thought, huh? Don't get any weird ideas, Monika. My face turns flushed with embarrassment. Well, yeah. You're the person I trust most to help me through this. How interesting. What do you mean? Oh, don't worry about it. You have enough on your plate as is right now. Yeah, you're right. Monika shoots me a reassuring smile, and I can't help but return one myself. If you want, Mark, I can walk you back to your class. Oh, my mind completely goes blank. I don't really get a chance to spend too much time around Monika. But with everything going on, I'm hardly in a social mood. Then again, this is Monika, and I guess a little company wouldn't hurt. She was nice enough to hear me out after all. But what if Yuri sees us and gets the wrong idea? And what if Sayuri sees us and also gets the wrong idea? Should I let Monika walk me back? Oh yeah, that was that choice. We'll save it over there. Should I let Monika walk me back? Yeah, well, if I say yes, there is a chance that either Yuri or Sayuri are going to see this and they're going to ask questions. If I say no, there's a chance that Monika is going to be even more relentless. Well, okay, I guess we can say yes. I mean, why would we say no in a normal circumstance, right? Like if this was normal, if this was like real life, just walking home with, you know, we like Sayuri knows that we're in the club together, you know, like Sayuri knows, Yuri knows. They know that I haven't been really. They also know that I haven't spent any time with Monika at all, pretty much. So you know, like. It's super easy to fucking explain. Like, yeah, we had lunch and then we just met up and we just decided to walk because we needed to go ahead. We had lunch together because we bumped into each other and then we just walked to class because we randomly had to go in the same direction, you know. So, and I'm guessing it'll make Monika a bit happier too. So, sure, we can walk back. Awesome. Lead the way, Mark. I'm not entirely sure why Monika wanted to walk with me so badly. But hey, I'll oblige. It wouldn't hurt, and it wouldn't hurt too. I smiled to myself as we make our way out of the cafeteria. Monika make our way through the crowded hallways up towards the second floor. I turned to her, our eyes meeting. You know, you didn't really have to walk me back. Well, I just want to make sure you're holding up okay. A lot of people tend to break down in these kinds of situations. Yeah, but I'll be fine, I think. Well, you can always count on me if you need anything, Mark. You're too kind, Monika, really. Really. I try, Mark. It's important to me that you're always in the best state of mind. I'm not even gonna respond to that. I've raised my gaze to hide my incoming smile. Geez, I didn't think Monika would ever be this nice to me. It's almost too much to handle. As we walk through the hallways, I can't help but notice several of other students catching glances in our direction and whispering. Monika apparently picks up on this too. They're not thinking that we're a couple. Oh god, if Sayori heard those rumors? Monika sides up to me and whisper in my ear. This is nice, isn't it? To have someone walk with you, to keep you company. Yeah, it is. Does Sayori... Yes! I don't know what you were gonna ask, but yes she does, Monika! Hey! I hear someone yelling to us from across the hallway. Wait a second, I recognize that yelling anyway. Is it Sayori? Hi, Sayori! Hug! Sayori? The one and only! Hey, that rhymes. My, you startled me. Is this a jazz version of Oh Hi Sayori? Sorry, Monika, I hope it didn't scare you too bad. No, you're fine. Trust me, you get used to it. She does this all the time with me. I see. How are you doing, Sayori? I'm doing great. I just want to get some water and I ran into you guys. Yeah, we're just heading back from lunch. It turns out we had the same period. Crazy, right? That's awesome, Mark. It's good to have someone to keep you company during lunch periods. Yeah, it really is. Well, I got the chance to catch up with Akari and Rigia as well. That's great to hear. Thank you for letting him sit with you, Monika. It was no trouble at all. It was the least I could do. Monika shoots me a quick wink. Hey Monika, isn't your class on the other side of the school? I don't think taking a slight detour from my normal ride will make me late or anything. Well, that's good. I'd really love to stay and chat, but I have to head back to class pretty soon. It's alright, Sayori. We'll see you in the club. Yeah, I can't wait. I'll see you guys later. We wave goodbye to Sayori as we head our separate ways. That's not too long after our run-in with Sayori, Monika and I finally make it to my classroom. Thanks for walking back with me, Monika. Anytime, Mark. I hope you have a great rest of your day. You too. Monika takes a step closer and leans into my ear. Try not to overthink. She suddenly pulls on my tie. And make sure your tie is straight, silly. See you later. I'm left completely dazed as I watch Monika gracefully walk down the hallway and turn the corner towards the other side of the school. I catch a few of my classmates smirking at me at the corner of my eye. Flustered, I just walk into my classroom and hastily sit down, refusing to make eye contact with anyone as I process what just happened. The rest of the day seems to grind to a crawl as I begin the second half of the day. Though I guess that just leaves me with more time to think about everything. Especially considering how Monika was with me earlier. Was she flirting with me? She was incredibly helpful to me today, that's for sure. Though she seemed to keep to herself when Sayori was around. I don't know. I know Monika wants to help me. But is that all she wants though? I mean, I don't see much of a reason she'd be interested in me. I really haven't spent much time around Monika at all. It's not like we know each other super well or anything. But it'd be wrong for me to go for her while I'm with Sayori, indeed. Well, I guess this all just ties into the questions Monika said I should ask myself. But right now I can't really decide on who I'd be the happiest with. This is hardly the time and place for this. I can think about this later. I should just try to focus on paying attention to stupid algebra. After long last, the bell rings, signifying that the school day is officially over. Though I suppose that means I'm going to brace for the worst with Yuri. I think I have a general idea of what I want to say if it comes down to it. Well, hopefully things will just go smoothly for today. I finish packing my things and head out into the hallway to meet Sayori. Sure enough, I spotted Sayori waiting just outside the classroom. Hey Mark. Hey Sayori. Ready for another day of fun and literature? With you? Always. Well, in that case, we better get going. Yep. Well, let's go, Mark. What are we waiting for? With slight hesitance, I begin to walk with Sayori to the literature club. As we're traveling our usual rides, I still can't help but feel the anxiety well up within me with every step I take. Though I just take a deep breath and tell myself everything will be fine. Thankfully, Sayori seems to be blissfully unaware of my apparent apprehension, but it's probably for the best. Eventually, we stop right outside the club. Well, here we are. Yep, can't wait to see what's in store for us today. Sayori opens the door and steps into the club with me right behind her. Let's just get this over with. Sure enough, the club's the same as it's always been, with everyone in their normal spots doing their normal routines. Monika quickly spots us coming in. Hey guys. Hey Monika. How are you two? I'm doing pretty well. Looking forward to another great day with you guys. Aw, Sayori. She's always a charmer. I take it that you already have her poems, Mark? Yeah, I got hers yesterday. I just need your poems and Natsuki's. Fortunately, I remembered to bring them. I'll give them to you by the time the club is over. Alright. Well, you guys can go sit down. We're gonna get started in a few minutes. Sounds good to me. Monika leans in to whisper something to me as Sayori goes to sit down. So, how are you holding up? Still thinking over a lot of stuff. Now, in case Yuri asks about her confession letter, I have an idea of what I want to say. Well, that's good. Still, this is a pretty sensitive topic for you two, so just be careful with what you say. I'll try my best. Great. Well, I'll be here if you want to talk more. Mark. Right now, I think I could use something to calm me down a bit. It's been a fairly stressful day for me thinking about all this. Whenever I'm feeling stressed out, I find that music usually helps calm the nerves. I've been working on something. If you want to give it a listen, I'll think about it. Thank you, Monika. That's this guy's catchphrase. Everything that Monika has said, or whatever, anything she said or suggested, this guy's always replied with, "I'll think about it, Monika," and then I never bring it up again. Monika goes back to the teacher's desk, leaving me standing in the middle of the room again. Looking around the room, I try to figure out who I can talk to without completely melting down or making some sort of scene. So of course, that leaves Yuri out of the question. I guess that only leaves 3 people I could try talking to. Yeah, okay. I was really wondering whether I actually could choose Yuri. That would be very surprising, but of course I can't. So obviously I'm choosing Sayori. I should see how Sayori is doing. I walk over to Sayori and take my usual spot next to her. Hey Sayori. Hey Mark. You seem to be doing a lot better today. Well, that's because I get to spend so much time around you, silly. Well, my face heats up with embarrassment as I nervously scratch the back of my eyes. It's nothing, Sayori, really. I mean, someone's got to keep an eye on you. Huh? What do you mean? I'm not trying to make you watch over me all the time. Why? It'd be a real chore to have to take care of someone like me. If it was a chore, would I do this? I proceed to boop Sayori on the nose. Hey, stop it! I boop Sayori on the nose a couple more times before she playfully slaps my hand away. You're so silly, Mark. I learned from the best. Ah. I suddenly hear Sayori's stomach emit a loud, audible growl that I'm pretty sure everybody in the room heard. I turn to face Sayori, who looks away in embarrassment. I know exactly what's going to happen next. Sayori? Sayori then looks at me with her puppy eyes. Hey, Mark? Yes? I'm hungry. Can you come with me to get a snack? You mean buy you a snack? I don't know what you mean. How much money do you have with you? Sayori struggles to come up with a response. I decided that I'll spare her the embarrassment this time. Come on, let's go. Yay! Sayori beams at me. We both walk out of the club room into the nearest vending machine. They could have used the the vending machine thing from Doki Doki Plus now. Of course, that wasn't there when this came out originally, but if you want to have an update, throw that vending machine in there. After a short walk around the corners, we arrive at the vending machines. Suri and I gaze at the various cookies, candies, drinks and other snacks currently in stock. What are you thinking about getting? As I look to my left, I see Sayori in what I can only describe as a food trance as she stares in awe. Ice cream. I guess that answers the question. Sayori moves aside as I enter in the number for the ice cream bars. After inserting the coins in the coin slot, 2 ice cream bars tumble down into the tray. I hand Sayori the chocolates while I opt for the plain vanilla. We sit down on a nearby bench and begin eating our ice cream. So, does this count as the ice cream that I already owe you? Oh come on Mark, don't be so mean. She playfully sticks out her ice cream stained tongue at me. Besides, this isn't a sundae. I suppose so. Sayori and I continue eating our ice cream. As usual, Sayori finishes hers in under a minute while I nurse mine. Sayori's eyes dart over to my ice cream. Hey, Mark? Don't even think about it. Usually my stern voice would be enough to deter Sayori from mooching off my food, but for whatever reason, today she seems insistent. Come on. No, Sayori. Sayori slowly begins to suit herself closer to me while giving me her usual puppy eyes. I try hard not to look at her, as I hold my ice cream as far away as possible. She tries to grab my ice cream, but her reach isn't far enough. Come on, Mark, please. No, you already had yours. Let me have mine. We sound like children. This reminds me of the times where we would share food as kids. Sayori would always beg to have what I was having when she finished her food. For some reason, ever since she and I started dating, she's been able to break my resolve more easily. I guess they call that love. Oh, you're not doing this. You need to do this, Sayori. If you did this, it would have worked, but now it doesn't work. If you did this, and then said, please, then it works. But you're not doing it all at once, and then it doesn't work. She keeps trying to grab my ice cream, but she keeps failing to reach it. Yeah, there it is. Do you really don't want to share it with me, do you, Mark? But you already had yours. Yeah, but what? Yours is vanilla. Then you should have got the vanilla. Sayori crosses her arms and pouts. This girl. I have to stand up for myself at some point with Sayori's never-ending hunger. But then again, would one bite really hurt? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's so trivial, but it feels like it has a ridiculous impact if I choose the wrong one. Also, why are all the letters why is everything capitalized? Like every single word separately. Or was that always the case? Oh, maybe. I don't know. I think it was. But I'm just noticing it now for the first time. I don't know. I guess this is a good place to end it off, and then we'll see. Leave in the comments what I should, which option I should choose. Anyway, I ended off here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Click the like button if you liked it. Subscribe to join the Roman army, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, Romans. Well, at that.